Hi, it's Jay, and today I'm doing something a little bit different. My favorite board game is Clue. And you know what Minecraft doesn't have? That's right, it's Clue. You have murder mysteries and all sorts of things, mini games wise, but you don't have Clue. Granted, it's a board game, and board games are kinda difficult to recreate, but I'm gonna try anyways. So to get started, I have made a couple of to-do lists. So the first one is the redstone, the thing I am horrible at. But I'm very ambitious with this, and I want to go big. So go big or go home, right? I could do the build any day. For this, I got the start button to start the game, of course, and then you need the randomizer to shuffle all the cards so that you have a person, a weapon, and a room. Then you need to have signifiers to show that the selection has been done. I have a little area with redstone lamps for that, so that should be fine. I just have to figure out how to do everything else and then hook it up. And then you'd have a player select option. This would kind of come first before hitting the start button. Of course, I'd explain that with signs probably. But the player select option would light up to show that a player has been selected, and then those cards will be shuffled into that person's deck, which is where disperse cards. So they would be shuffled, and then they'd be dispersed into the selected players. And then you'd need a chest to input the used cards into play again, basically. That's what I got for the redstone. And then for building, very ambitious once again, 9 rooms, typical playboard for Clue. Then I want to do the exterior with like landscaping and terraforming. Those two are separate because the exterior is like the exterior walls. I'm going to be dual walls so that each room can have like a coat of paint. And then outside, of course you need terraforming. If you're gonna have windows, you want to see outside. Plus I got a pretty nice build. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not very good at interiors. At least in my opinion, I'm not very good at interiors. And then for movement wise, you're gonna need like a rolling area since I'm not really sure how that's going to work yet. And then for the cards, I want to do map art so that you can hold it and see what it is, but other people can't see it unless you're showing the person your card. And then miscellaneous, I want to come up with characters, like come up with ideas. So if you have ideas for names of like the colored characters, like you have Miss Peacock, Miss Scarlet, Colonel Mustard. I always play as Colonel Mustard. Yellow is my favorite color. Professor Plum. Any of those, really. Dr. Orchid is a new one. I told you I got the game. Decide the weapons, and then of course I'd have to create the map art. And then because I will definitely come up with more things as I go along if I'm being this ambitious right now. Now enough of my to-do list. How about I actually show you the build that I've gotten done so far? So here's some of my awful redstone. I had a friend help me out with that a little bit. I based it off of a YouTube video and managed to fail somehow. So we're not talking about that. Instead, look at this beautiful exterior. Of course, these are placeholder blocks because I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with them yet. But I have like the Victorian Gothic revival going on. That was the theme I decided. Yeah, it's a bit tall. I can change it if it really disturbs someone, so if it does, tell me, but I kinda like it tall. Makes it big and imposing, but it's really hard to see like all the details. But you go in here. I'm gonna turn my shaders off real quick. Axiom has full bright, which I'll mention that in a second, but so these are the player select. If it's up, it's deselected, and then when it's down, so I'd flick it down. And then we have gray over here that's also selected. But I'll show you what that looks like for the redstone. So redstone wise, probably not the worst thing to exist. It's very simple. Basically, when you flick the lever, it unlocks the hopper. So it's locked right now. And then it also activates this redstone so it all lights up. I'm gonna be honest, it took me way too long to figure out how to get all the lights to light up. And also do this at the same time. This was easy actually. I know how to like anti-power things. I know it's not called that, but I know how to anti-power things. It was just figuring out how to get these to like stair step all the way up. It drove me nuts. Then I just copied and pasted it several times over. And then there's the board. I'll actually give you guys a little time lapse of me building that, so have fun. Oh right, I forgot to mention Axiom. I think I've mentioned it in a couple videos so far, including the breaking news short, which I think was amazing. But Axiom, it's pretty cool. I've only ever used WorldEdit and GoBrush on servers, but this is definitely great for building. I don't know how I'd compare it to WorldEdit. It's very different, but I have been using it quite a bit. So I love the move tool, and the clone tool, and the stack tool. Extrude as well. I don't usually use symmetry. I do use erase from time to time. I have not yet used smear, mainly, well, I have a couple times, but I don't use it much because I feel like that'd be better for terraforming. I've messed around with it, but right now it's mainly been like these 4. And then it also has all these settings, which are pretty cool. This is no clip. I just activated it. Fast place, angel place, infinity. I've gotten so used to infinite reach. It's awful. It's bad for me. Tinker is very fun. No updates. Pretty nice. Force place. Also pretty nice. Replace mode. I can do that one. Like that. Sometimes that used to be my run key, so sometimes I'll hit it and I'll just go. But yeah, you can have all of them like active at the same time. There's a lot of settings you can mess with, including fly speed, which probably better to run there. And then all of these, which I have bunch of stuff messed up with, like my brightness. Anyways, that's all for this episode. Trying to keep it pretty short. But I will be updating as I go along, so I'm not sure how frequent that'll be. But I've been enjoying this so far, and I'm going to learn a lot while working on this, especially with like redstone and whatnot. So I can't wait. And again, if you have like character name suggestions, please tell me, give me a comment, tell me names, then I can mess around and design them. If you have like look ideas, also comment them. I am very ambitious and excited to do this stuff, so see you in the next video. Bye!